Goodbye to radio. Goodbye to the things that we know. It's been a while. When society's crumbled and everything's gone, and the cars are all rusted away.
Let's start you off with a heavy question. How has your relationship with the world changed since Lover Fighter?
I don't know. Well, you know, Lover Fighter was what, 2 years ago or almost 3 years ago? I hope that, you know, that my relationship with the world continues to change, but maybe not so drastically from year to year as it seems to have throughout my 20s. You know, it's like I think that I can use a little bit more balance. Like I could use the ebbs and tides to be somewhat more consistent, and then I think I could be happier more often. But I don't know. Aren't you always trying to figure out what it is that creates that balance with the universe that is around you? Like, it's pretty confusing, isn't it? Or maybe I'm just confused. Are you confused?
I'm confused all the time.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about.
I sure do.
Okay.
Thank you. So Treefril of Starling.
Yeah.
I know you hate being asked about your words, specifically your lyrics, but my eye was caught by hymns for a dying planet in a culture in decay.
Yeah.
It's very pessimistic, and I always saw you always struck me as someone optimistic. So what led you to believe this? I know it's apparent with how the world is today, but you mentioned it specifically here, and I want to know why.
I think I've always been pessimistic. In some ways, that sort of fuzzy optimism that tends to come off my music, I think is just, what is it? I don't know. I think I embody a certain amount of realism more than it is pessimism, and I think that when I watch television and see politicians making their charades and see business people making their charades and pretending like everything is swimming along as it's supposed to be, and I just think, oh hell, I guess it would be nice if somebody said the truth sometime. And I don't know, I guess it's just my opinion that this culture is in decay, and that the planet does seem to be making, or humans at least, the human element of this planet seems to be making leaps and bounds towards its own Armageddon. So but I think with Treefril of Starling, there's a sense that embracing that opportunity to change could be a good thing, instead of we got to resist and keep driving our cars and keep fighting for, you know, our stock reports and portfolios to be increasing and things to always get bigger, you know. But Anita, you can tell me if I don't make sense, because that's common.
You make perfect sense.
We've been away quite a while, so to come back to Canada, and, well, it's still here. We've got a funny guy running the country now. Sadly, he's still here too.
And it's pretty obvious that your attention has shifted from, I don't know, it's somewhere else. And because looking at your album cover, you're no longer on it.
That was conscious. It was conscious because, like, yeah. Oh, did you have something more to add to that? No, I'm not on it. Yeah, well, that was because I didn't want to be on it. And I think that I've always been uncomfortable with the way I look to begin with. And then I got into this silly business, which the rock and roll business is just like a beauty contest. So I think that I was feeling a little bit self-conscious these days, so I decided that I wouldn't put myself on the cover. So that's cool. Maybe I'll be on another cover. We didn't make a video for this record either.
Why?
Oh, the record label didn't want to spend money on a video because this record really is not like a record that you could put on the radio and start making a ton of money. And I think too, I've made a lot of rock and roll videos, and they're really a real bore to do those things. So I didn't mind not doing one.
That's so weird that you say that this is not radio friendly, because I thought this was really catchy.
Oh, I know, Anita, you are one of the clever ones. I think it's catchy too. I mean, that's the thing. When I was always called the esoteric guy or the weirdo or whatever, and they're just pop songs. I mean, they're not slick and corny like the rest of it seems like pop radio is. So in that regard, they don't really fit. But in terms of structure and hookiness and stuff, they're just pop songs, but without that corniness that people seem to love.
Corniness. But also what I've noticed is that it's not so heavy. There's no electric guitar solos. There's a kick-ass banjo solo, but no electric guitar. So what led you to write an album that was so simple yet so complex and very melody-based?
I think I was drunk for 3 years straight, and then I needed to really stop being drunk all the time, and I moved to California, and I rented a house in the desert in the southern part of the state, and I stopped drinking, and I started waking up at 5 in the morning and writing every day. And I wanted to make something simple. I wanted to make something sustainable. It's very much a conscious and political kind of statement. Like, to me, the idea that this record is an acoustic record full of sort of simple feelings and a sort of a subtext of what, like conscience and wondering, that I wanted all that to be put across in the kind of way that, you know, when you wake up one day and the electricity's off, that you can sit around the campfire and play these post-apocalyptic ditties.
Right on.
Right on.